Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. So it is Monday, September 8th, and I haven't done one of these in a while. As soon as I start filming, my cat is like losing her mind. So please excuse any loud running around sounds in the background. She's being a chaos monster. But I realized that I hadn't done a realistic week of reading vlog in a while, and I'm feeling the need for some motivation to get on with my reading. I'm actually doing really well in terms of like my creativity and process right now. I just haven't been reading as much because I've been devoting a lot of my time and energy to The Artist's Way, which has been really interesting so far. I'm about a week in. So tomorrow I need to read chapter 2. So that is kind of part of my reading this week. I need to do chapter 2 and continue with my morning pages every day. Without getting into it too much, I do have to read chapter 2 of this. So that has kind of been like the focus of the past week. And I've also been in and out of a bit of a reading slump lately where I've started several books and had to DNF them. I don't know whether it is more so that I'm just picking up books that I'm not interested in because I feel the need to read them for various projects, or if I really am just in a reading slump. I am a chronic mood reader, and assigning myself anything kind of creates the possibility for me to avoid reading whatsoever, because if I have an assignment and I don't really want to read that, it's not like I'm going to go read something else instead, so I just don't read. So I just am coming off the heels of DNFing a physical read and loving a audiobook, but the audiobook was a reread, and I feel like that kind of helps me reset a little bit. Smoothie break. But it really helps me reset when I reread something that I really love, because it gets me excited about reading again, knowing that I'm already gonna love the book. It's not really a gamble at all. So that kind of helped, but I did DNF a physical book recently. So I'm trying to come into this week with a realistic view of what I'm actually going to get read. I also thought it was a good week because my plans this week are not as chaotic as the past couple of weeks. The past month, I did so much traveling and I've had so many events and work things, and it's just been crazy. So I do have some things to do this week that are outside of the house, which I will try to take you along with as best as I can. But it's a little bit more of a realistic week for me to read because I'm not going somewhere every single day like I was in the past couple of weeks. So I'm hoping to get more reading done this week. It also feels like a good week because the rest of the month really ramps up. I have a wedding and a styled shoot 2 weeks in a row, so it's just gonna get really hectic and chaotic. So there's gonna be a lot of probably audiobooking, but not a lot of physical reading in those weeks. This is just going to be a realistic week of reading. I'm gonna take you along with me as I try to get some reading done this week, starting with The Artist's Way tomorrow. But I do have a couple of other things on my radar that I might pick up, and this is in no way a, like, I need to finish all of these books type of thing. I really don't think I will, but these are the books that I'm interested in picking up. The one that I do absolutely want to finish this week is Hunger by Choi Jin Young. This is a book that I've heard a lot about lately. I think it's a recent release. Okay, so it's a recent translation, but it was released in 2015, and then it was translated from the Korean and published here this year. It was a little bit hard to get a hold of, so I had to order it from the UK, from Blackwell's. But I'm really excited about it, and it's another cannibal book. So I really want to read this week to complete a list I'm working on of cannibal books. So stay tuned on the channel for that. This is only 130 pages, so this is definitely a top priority to finish, and I think it'll be pretty easy to finish this one. Next up, I have another kind of short read. This is My Clavicle and Other Massive Misalignments by Marta Sands. This is also translated, but from Spanish. And this book is only 175 pages, which is not too bad at all. And it's a book that I'm really excited about. So I think both of these will be doable within the week, just in order to kind of check off a couple of things on my TBR / for a video, but both things that I actually genuinely want to read. It doesn't feel like an assignment. So I think that these will hopefully help me kind of get my way out of a reading slump, and they're both small, so it'll feel kind of gratifying to have finished 2 books. Okay, and then I have my reread of Eileen by Otessa Moshfegh. So realistically, I'm probably going to hybrid audiobook and physically read this because I think I'll get through it faster on audio, but I do kind of want to mark it up and spend some more time with it because my next book club read with my book club group that I go to every month is this one. And I have read it before, but I think it'll be helpful to actually have the physical book and make notes because normally I just like listen to the audiobook and I kind of forget what's happening and I don't really have a lot of thoughts when I go to book club. So audiobooks have been kind of hit or miss for me lately. So if I listen to it and I already know that I'm gonna like it, so I'll be engaged in it, but then I just sit here and like mark it up, I think that'll help. But book club is not this week, it's actually next week. So I do kind of wanna start it within the next 7 days, but I don't need to finish it this week. And if I would like an audiobook besides this one, if I just want to turn it on the car and then not have to take notes or anything since I am driving places, I have Trauma Plot by Jamie Hood as an option, or I have a couple of other horror audiobooks that I was possibly saving for October, but if I feel really inspired to read them, then I can read them. One of them is Patricia Wants to Cuddle by Samantha Allen, and the other is Mayfly by CJ Lead. So those are the possible reads for this week. I am in no way saying that I'm gonna read all of these, but I'm hoping that vlogging and sharing this with you will kind of be helpful in making sure that I read something this week. In terms of what I have going on outside of the house, I have music club and the Artist's Way meeting on Wednesday. They actually are in the same day, so I'm gonna be in Tulsa all day. So I'll bring a book in case I have time to kind of sit. I probably will, but that's kind of gonna be a busy day. And then I have a concert that I'm going to from Saturday into Sunday in Oklahoma City. So I'm seeing Lucy Dacus and I'm going with my husband. So it'll be kind of fun to like vlog and take you around with that. But just knowing that I don't have a lot of time like during the weekend to just sit and read, I'm trying to like front load a little bit, but not put a ton of pressure on myself. But anyway, this was a very long opening clip, but I just wanted to kind of give you a recap of what's been going on and my plans for the week and just talk a little bit about the books that I might read. So with that being said, I actually have to leave now for my massage. I do a massage every month and today's the day. So I'm gonna go do that and I will update you when I get home. Every time. Okay, so we are slightly running out of light already because it's a bit of a gloomy day and it's about 4 o'clock now. So my updates today have been a bit lacking. I had a massage that was like about an hour, and then I had the drive, which is like an hour total there and back. So I was out for a bit, and then I had some like planning tasks to do today. I'm feeling a little bit scatterbrained. I'm hoping that after tonight it'll be a bit better. I plan on sitting down with my husband and kind of doing a reset of the plan for the next couple of weeks and just talk through all the things that need to get done, etc. Break up responsibilities, things like that. I think it's really helpful for me to have like lists and even if it's not like planned of what day I do what thing, just to have some concrete plans of like what is happening in the next couple of weeks just to get everything done. So I think that'll be really helpful in just getting my brain organized. I have been a bit tired after my massage, so I haven't really felt like filming. I have only gotten 25 pages into this so far, which isn't the best, but I am liking it so far. It's really interesting. So this one is a Korean translated book, and it talks about a couple, and the woman finds her boyfriend murdered on the street, and she essentially takes him inside, cleans him, and then eats him. And it has some commentary on kind of capitalism, and it talks about how the couple has been working themselves to the bone for a lifetime, and it talks a little bit about like what will happen at the end of the world. Like it's got some social commentary type things as well. It is also about cannibalism. So I'm intrigued. It is told kind of in like a series of vignettes. These are pretty short. There are like full pages of text as well, but they're told kind of from two perspectives, and they're indicated through this little bubble in the corner. The open bubble is the woman, and this like closed dot is the man. So that's kind of an interesting perspective. You kind of quickly find out what that means. But yeah, I only got to page 26, and it's not a very long book, but I am trying to close read it, so I'm stopping to take little notes and put tabs in and things. But I do just generally think my focus isn't like the #1 best right now. So I did decide on an audiobook though. So I am gonna probably start that and just transition to doing a few chores and getting ready to like make dinner and get my evening going. So I think I'm gonna read this one. I didn't mention this one, but I do currently have it on Libby. It's Choyette by Claire Oshetsky, maybe. This sounds like a great weird woman book pick, and it is a fairly short audiobook. It's 6 hours, and I'm gonna listen to it a little bit faster, obviously, as I tend to do. So I'm gonna start that, I think, while I just get a couple things done on my to-do list in terms of chores, because I think that'll like help me clear my brain space a little bit. So yeah, a bit uneventful so far. I don't know whether I'm gonna read more of this, but for now, I think I'm going to turn on my audiobook and get some other work done. Good morning, good morning. So it is Tuesday morning, and I am just getting started with some work. Currently editing a video right now, but I figured I would just pop on and say hello for the morning. I need to do some more actual vlogging today and show you what I'm up to. Yesterday was kind of an off day for me, just having had a pretty bad headache and trying to relax after my massage and all of that, but feeling pretty good today. So starting off with video editing, it's almost 11 o'clock, so I've been up for a little bit. I did my morning pages, I got my hair washed, just did some morning chores and things I needed to do. So taking some time to edit this video and get this uploaded, and then after that I'm probably going to go back to my Artist's Way book and do my reading for that, as well as do my weekly check-in. So at the end of like every week you have like a prompt that'll ask you basically how the week went, and then you have to like write about that. So I did my morning pages already, but then I'm going to come back and do all of that stuff, and then hopefully I will have a couple of hours to just sit and read a bit. Yesterday I had a bit of a hard time on my walk. I was actually having some pain in my hips and my legs, and so I'm not sure if I'm gonna go that route today and go for a walk. It's also kind of gloomy, so I may go for a walk, or I just might do some yoga and kind of move around a little bit just so I'm not totally sedentary today. But yeah, I'm not sure, since the walk was kind of not great yesterday for that reason. But all that to say, I'm hoping for a more productive, focused, targeted day and getting some stuff done. Once I get this uploaded, I can move on to some other things that are a bit more fun for me. I don't love editing, but it's a necessary evil to share these videos with you. So in terms of my progress, I didn't make any more progress in Hunger than what I updated you with yesterday. I'm still on page 26. However, I did start Chouette, which is how you actually say this. Now that I'm listening to the audiobook, I know how to pronounce this properly. Last night, I made it about 20% in, and so far today, I'm at 39% because I did listen to this a bit this morning after my morning pages. As I was just doing my morning chores and things, I did listen to this. So my thoughts so far on Chouette is that it is, so my feelings about Chouette so far is that it is very strange, but I feel like having just come off of reading Tantrum by Rachel Eve Moulton, I kind of am already in that mode of like slightly maybe monstrous baby. So basically in this story, Tiny gets pregnant, and before that she had a dream that she had an owl lover, so she believes that the baby is an owl baby. And then when the baby comes and there are health complications with her, she sort of completely takes on this owl baby thing and describes the baby as having a beak and wings and eating baby mice, and it's kind of unclear whether whether she really did birth an owl baby or not, at least at the moment. But the exploration of the manifestation of fear of motherhood and child rearing, all of that is really interesting to me. And like I said, just coming off of reading Tantrum, I am kind of comfortable with this. So even though it's quite strange, I'm kind of here for it. Please don't mind the door creaking in the background. My cat is like playing underneath the door with a toy, so she's making a lot of noise as usual. But yeah, that's pretty much the update for reading as of right now. I'm hoping to get most of Hunger read today, though we'll see. But I'm probably going to get a couple more hours into Chouette. I don't know if I'm gonna finish any book today or if I'm just gonna make progress in both, but it would be great to finish Hunger because I do have a couple of other things to start this week, and I know that by the end of the week, I'm gonna be really busy. So, but that is the update for right now. I'm gonna get back to editing and I will update you when I have more to say. She likes to come bother me while I'm editing. Hey baby. You just gonna be here now? What do you think? You want to say hi to the people? Hi. Someone's feeling very cuddly today. She's been kind of up my butt throughout the day. So I'm just holding her and we're just standing here and swaying and having a bit of a break from all of Mom's work so that she can love this baby. I think we're gonna put on some music and have a dance party. What do you think? And I think we're done. Okay, I just got out of the shower, so don't mind my wet hair, but it is Thursday, September 11th, and I did not film nor read yesterday. So I suppose this does play into the realistic aspect of the realistic week of reading vlog, because whenever I make a reading vlog, I always try to read every day and have something to film every day, but the more realistic situation is that I was out of the house for 13 hours yesterday and running from place to place, so I did not do any reading, unfortunately, but I did get to go to my Artist Way meeting, hang out with a friend for a bit, and then go to music club. So it was a good day, and even though no reading got done, I still feel like it was a productive day. So that being said, it is 11 o'clock right now, and I have woken up, done my morning pages, done my breakfast and coffee, got some chores done, and got showered and ready for the day. So I'm at this point ready to go out and go to the park and try to get a walk in. I'm still not feeling my very best this week. So I'm gonna try to take it easy, but I'm gonna go for a walk and sit and enjoy the beautiful weather, though it is gonna be hotter today, so I need to leave pretty much now so that I catch any of the below 80-degree weather that's left in the day. Olive is here hanging out with me, wanting attention as usual. Say hi, mama. And I'm probably gonna take this little bubby outside and hang out with her today since I was gone all day yesterday. That's pretty much the update for now. I'm gonna try to finish Hunger today so I can film the video that it's associated with, and we'll see how much more I get done of Chouette. I don't think that I'm gonna be starting anything else besides those things today. We'll see about the rest of the week. I only really have tomorrow before my crazy weekend, so we'll see how far I get. That's a little update for right now, and I'm going to get out the door and go to the park. Okay, so I'm here to drain some lavender syrup that I just made. I was completely out and I really wanted a matcha, and I prefer my matchas with lavender, so I just decided to whip up a batch of lavender syrup, and now I have to strain it. Basically how I make this is I just make some simple syrup, so I do equal parts of sugar and water. In my case, I did a cup of each and then let that dissolve, and then I added 2 tablespoons of dried lavender flowers. And then from there, you just kind of allow them to simmer together for, I don't know, I did like 15 minutes and then let it cool. And then you have like a beautiful lavender syrup to put in coffee or tea or anything that you want. Also, if you're making like an ice cream base or baked good, it's good for that. I'm gonna go dispose of this. So I'm just soaking my whisk to make my matcha, but I figured I would just talk a little bit about how I'm doing with my progress. So I am pretty close to being done with Hunger. I just have, what, like 40 more pages, and it's moving relatively quickly. So I'm gonna have my matcha and continue reading that. For Chouette, I have made some progress today. I'm at 72% and I started the day at 46%, and I have an hour and 45 minutes left. So I feel like that's pretty good progress for right now. And then I didn't film this, but I also cut up a mango and pureed it with some coconut yogurt, coconut milk, and cardamom. And I'm making kind of a mango lassi sorbet. I actually just got a new Ninja Creamy. My husband came home with it when he was at drill because mine had been broken and was out of warranty, and I lived without it for a while, and then I really wanted to make sorbets again, so he ended up getting it for me, which was really nice. So I'm super excited to use that and make some sorbet. It'll probably be ready to blend tomorrow. Okay, I think my whisk is ready to go, so I'm gonna make my matcha. So I'm working with 2 grams, I think, for right now. And I'm gonna do the cold whisking method where I put cold milk and then my syrup in here. I'll whisk that. A lot of times matcha is made with hot water and then you add milk. But I tend to cold whisk, as long as you're kind of knowing that you have to work a little bit harder to get the lumps out, because hot water tends to dissolve the lumps better. But if you're okay with that, cold whisking is pretty convenient, honestly, and also, like, there's something to be said for how creamy it is. So yeah, that's how I make matcha these days. But like I said, I haven't really made matcha in a while, and I tend to get it when I'm like at a coffee shop. But I have all the materials. I just needed to restock on my syrup. So I also like to rinse out my container with some more milk. That way I'm not wasting any matcha. And then we grab some ice. Perfect. Okay, little update. I actually just finished filming a video, so I am all set up with like my lighting and everything, but I did finish this one, Hunger by Choi Jin Young. I tabbed the heck out of it because I had a lot of kind of thoughts and moments that I wanted to come back to. I was filming said video that had this involved in it, so I finished this up and then quickly did that because my husband's about to be home, so I just wanted to kind of wrap things up before that point. But I did really like this. It is confounding me a little bit because it is more of like a fever dream type of story. It's not as straightforward. So I'm not necessarily confused as to what happened, but I'm confused about my feelings about it. I'm not sure what to rate this book, so if I decide on a rating before the end of this week, I will let you know. But as of right now, I'm saying that I liked it, I enjoyed it. It was weird, it was kind of confusing, but in a way that stylistically works, I think. And it was translated. So overall, a pretty good pick. So that's that for now, and I will update you when I have more to say. Hello. So I'm back. It is Saturday the 13th, and I did not film yesterday because I felt gross yesterday and I had a bunch of stuff to get done, and I ended up going on like a several-hour hike. So I really just didn't feel like filming after that. And what I did do though is complete Chouette, which I was very happy with. Honestly, I really liked it. I thought that the end really tied it together for me, and honestly, like the whole time I was enjoying it, but it got like a little less interesting in the middle, but then the end really like brought it together, because the whole idea of this child who is not like other kids and needs something different from her parents is really interesting, with the fact that Chouette's father really wanted to change her and to make her fit in, and Chouette's mother was trying to protect her. But that being said, at the end there's still this feeling that Chouette's mother has about, you know, letting go of her and trying to be okay with this fact that you gave up everything to this child and then the child left and you have nothing left. It's a very interesting look at the challenges of motherhood and about mother-daughter relationships. It's kind of inspiring me to talk more about mother-daughter relationships in literature and in Weird Woman books, and maybe like create a list for that. But I'm really into that subject matter right now after reading Tantrum and then reading Chouette. So now I want to find like some more books that kind of fit into that theme. So I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I don't know that it's an all-time favorite, but I did really like it. But that being said, today we are headed to Oklahoma City for my Lucy Dacus concert, which I'm very excited about. We have a 3-hour car ride, so I'm planning on listening to Eileen, but I am bringing the book along with me just so that I can kind of note things down as I'm going, etc. So I'm going to start this in the car probably, and in terms of my clavicle, I got it out yesterday but didn't start it yet, so we'll see if I get to that at all. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but I think I'm definitely going to start Eileen. So that is the reading plan. But as for the day of itinerary, we are going to go and see a couple of things before the show, and I will take you along with me while we adventure in Oklahoma City. So I'll see you there. Hello. It is Sunday, September 14th, and I am here to wrap up this video. So you'll have seen some clips of my time in Oklahoma City. It was super fun. There actually ended up being a pretty large event at Full Circle Bookstore when we went. I didn't even realize it, but there was a creator book fair there, and some of the creators I actually had actively already been following, so that was kind of fun. So I got to walk around and see the different book creators and the books that they had curated for this adult book fair, which was so fun and so cool and so funny that I like literally just randomly came upon it. But we had a great time there, and I had so much fun walking around and looking at the different shops and trying coffee drinks, etc. And then we went to the concert, and while at the concert I got some merch. There are these playing cards that they were selling, which was so funny, and they're so cute. Like, look at the back. So they're like regular playing cards throughout, but the court cards have her face on them. And then the back has a cool design as well. So that was really cute and fun. I haven't been to a concert where they've had playing cards as part of the merch. But then I also got home video on vinyl, which was pretty exciting. The inside of this is really, really pretty. I have Forever Is a Feeling, the third studio album, but I do not have the second album. So I got this at the show and I was very excited about it. She played quite a lot off of this album. And I did get started with Eileen this morning. I did have some extra time at the hotel this morning, so I started this while my husband was getting ready for the day and getting some breakfast, and I got started with this. I read 27 pages, so that's not too bad. I was going through and annotating as I went, so there's all these tabs here because I'm reading this for book club, so I have to kind of gather my thoughts on this. So it's not anything new, but it's kind of fun to revisit it since it's been several years and, you know, actually mark it up, because I think the first time I read it I didn't really mark it at all. So now I'm getting to go through and kind of revisit the things that I think are important to it. Looks like the last time I read it was in 2020, so it's been quite a while. But yeah, I got 27 pages into this today, and over this week I completed Hunger by Choi Jin-young and Chouette. They were both very enjoyable, but I did like Chouette better than this one. I thought that Chouette just had some really interesting themes that I've been excited about lately, and I think I liked the writing style of that one a lot. So yeah, that was my progress this week. I feel pretty good about the progress I made. Got 2 books done and started another one. I do intend to keep listening to Eileen as I am cooking, but to be honest, I'm very tired and we just got home from Oklahoma City and I have a bunch of cooking to do for the week. So I'm gonna do that and probably just wrap up this video here, but I'm probably going to continue to listen to Eileen as I cook. But that being said, I hope you enjoyed this realistic week of reading video, trying to bring the realism here by, you know, showing you that not every day is a perfect day of reading, and some days you don't read at all, and some days you don't want to film. So hopefully this brought the realism to the realistic week of reading. But I had so much fun sharing my week with you, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.